What's up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about American Horror Story Season 10. I have a very sad update for you guys if you're not up to date with all the news. It does seem like we're going to be having a delay with the 10th season as FX has officially moved it from 2020 to 2021. Now, this is something that we've been talking about a lot recently. The writing was on the wall. This was a very distinct possibility, and it seemed likely, especially when Ryan Murphy talked about having to probably push the idea back an entire year because it was very weather dependent. And if they weren't going to be able to film this summer, then he didn't think that they were going to be able to do this specific season. Now, it's worth noting that even though we have our guests, like a lot of people are saying, island, shipwreck, cruise, whatever it might be, vacation, anything, we don't know what the season's subtitle is at this point. He hasn't said one way or the other if anybody is correct, although he did hint that if somebody guesses it, then he'll just simply let it slip. So why am I making this video? Well, one, if you've come to this channel at all recently within the last couple of years, you know that I'm a big fan of this franchise. It's something that I cover each and every single season. I do episode reviews, speculations, and just general pitches for what I would like to see sometime in the future. And really, quite simply, because I have this platform, I just kind of wanted to share my disappointment with this news. I mean, God, guys, like this year is already so hard. I mean, like literally everything, COVID-19, really going across everything, stopping people from going to school, having their graduations, going to their proms, for the younger crowds, but also people who have been laid off in the tens of millions, let alone the 100,000 people who have lost their lives in America alone, let alone every other nation in the entire world. I mean, this year has been put to a halt. It's already over in a lot of ways, and one of the things I feel like a lot of people, myself included, look forward to, because it's the little that we have right now, is the stuff that we've come to rely on, and American Horror Story, at least for me, is one of those things. It's one of the things that I really look forward to watching every single year, and the fact that we're not going to get it this year is really kind of a bummer. I mean, one of the reasons Ryan Murphy has said about this show and why he loves it, despite it being completely new every single year and just reinventing itself every couple of years, is that every single year you get to give fans something completely new and original, something that they were anticipating or something they didn't even know they wanted, and it's become a yearly tradition. And knowing that we had just gotten a renewal for not only season 11 but also season 12 and 13, knowing that we're not going to get season 10 on time and having to wait an entire year, it's just kind of a blow, guys. But I guess on a brighter note, now we know that we're going to get season 10 in 2021 if all goes well, and then we're also going to be getting those last 3 seasons that have been renewed all the way up until 2024. That's pretty awesome. Plus, another good thing to talk about right here is, that spinoff that we talked about on this channel just a couple of weeks ago. Well, news also broke today that even though they're pushing season 10 back for an entire year, they are picking up American Horror Stories, the spin-off of American Horror Story that's going to focus on episodic anthology series type stories. Now, still don't know whether it's going to have a broad connection to American Horror Story or how all of that's going to play out, whether it's going to bring back the Coven Witches or they're saving that for another spin-off or a completely new season, who knows. But really, it is kind of exciting knowing that not only do we have 4 more seasons at the very least to look forward to with American Horror Story, but we also have this spin-off, so it's kind of like 5 seasons if that spin-off only has just 1 season, which, let's be clear, almost everything Ryan Murphy touches at least has a pretty solid run of a couple seasons. So yeah, it looks like we're going to be having almost year-round content. Even on an aside here, even if the last couple of seasons of American Horror Story are on the shorter side, 9, even 8 episodes per season, well, maybe we get 10 or 12, 11, some kind of amount of episodes for American Horror Story sometime during maybe the earlier parts of every single year. Well, that gives us around 20 weeks of this show every single year. And if you've been following this channel, you know that AMC is not going to give up on The Walking Dead as another show I absolutely love. So yeah, there's going to be content every single week after all of this is done and over with, that it's going to keep everyone at least in high spirits as everyone starts to pick up the pieces. So I think that that's something that we should all be very excited for the immediate future. It's going to be something that we can look forward to. But as for American Horror Story this year, it doesn't look like we're going to be getting season 10. Now, does that mean that we're not going to get anything? Probably. I don't want to make that a declaration right now. I'm sure like this stuff has a lot of stuff that needs to come together in order to be kind of solidified and make these deals, make it profitable for everyone involved and everything. You know, I have to say FX and just literally everything owned by the Disney Corporation or Fox or however you want to divide it up, everyone is looking for that next thing, like the most immediate thing they can put out that they don't already have, that they are rescheduling or holding off on episodes that they want to put out later this year in order to have content, because it looks like almost every television station is going to miss the fall premiere date. What are they going to put out? How are they going to fill time slots? And how are they going to bring in marketing dollars at such an important time of the year? And quite frankly, I don't have an answer to that. One of the things I've said in the past is maybe this is the right time for an American Horror Story movie. If they're already going to do American Horror Stories where it's episodic, just make something that's like 90 minutes, it's its own story. Make something that they can film over Zoom or something and make it broad enough or at least scary enough that people would be willing to watch it under the American Horror Story name, and that it can have somewhat of a connection to the story that we've already seen throughout the first 9 seasons of this series. But I just have to say, I'm pretty sure they're not going to do that. I just have to say, if I was in charge and I was looking down the barrel of a fall season with nothing to put out there, or at the very least not as much as I wanted to, especially if I was FX and I didn't have American Horror Story, literally your most successful television show, then I would be looking for legitimate alternatives, and I think that that's something that could definitely work. I mean, we all know Ryan Murphy and his team must be able to put out something very quickly, and if it's just a 90-minute story, I'm sure they could figure out something to do in order just to give that content to us. But that is just wishful thinking to me. I think it's great that we have at least 4 more seasons of American Horror Story to look forward to from 2021 and beyond, as well as a spinoff that can run for several seasons at the same time, and hopefully not during the same parts of the year, so we can look forward to literally 20, if not 22, 24 weeks of this series, or some kind of connection to it throughout the year for the foreseeable future. I hope everyone is having a fantastic day, staying safe, staying healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell over by the subscriber button to notify you every single time I upload. It's been real.